Coleman medal.
The Norm Smith medal.
Brownlow medal
Is Jimmy Bartel.
Matthew Lloyd.
All eyes are on Carlton on Friday night footy. Jimmy, are they good enough to take a big scalp in season 2023 and they get their chance at Marvel Stadium taking on a red-hot Brisbane Lions? And just on Brisbane, the impact of Will Ashcroft and Dunkley, I think it's been underestimated how good Dunkley has been. And 2023, they've stepped it up with how big-bodied they are alongside Lockneil in that midfield.
Starting to get their mojo, aren't they, going, Lloyd? And I think the combinations that they're using, who to bring through the midfield, who to flush forward, and I think they're starting to work out, even these two guys, how to rove to big Oscar McInerney. Yeah,
no longer Jared Lyons. He's been phased out, and these two have been sensational in a big-bodied midfield under McInerney. But how do Carlton win? They have to be bold, they have to be aggressive, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, my thing for that, Carlton, is almost use the logos as a point. Can you get to the logos really quickly? Because see all ththese West Coast players. I know West Coast are undermanned, but you want this to be Payne and Andrews running back towards goal. You want Curnow and Mackay having a lot of space to work in. Look at this. This doesn't just live in Carlton's back line. They're under pressure. Still be brave. Watch everyone off the mark. Play on, go. Give the next one. Just get this overlap going and you'll gain. You'll see the Eagles, and you want this to be the Lions, all charging back. They're just worrying about their own direct opponent. Brisbane are fantastic. If they can stand there, they're big key backs, watch the game in front of them, and they can intercept the footy.
The footy world wants to know, can Carlton do it against a side who's a top 8 side or a top 4 side in Brisbane, not a lowly West Coast Eagles? You have to do it, because I just feel like the work rate of Charlie Curnow is that good that if he can get Harris Andrews in a 1v1 or Payne in a 1v1, he's too quick, he's too agile for them. But can they get it in there quick enough to give him a chance? And just look at this, get it in nice and quick. Look at his movement. That's the type of movement that really tests out Harris Andrews. I want to take you back to round 1. The movement of Port Adelaide after half-time made him look pretty poor.
Yeah, he can't just stand there, and as I mentioned just before, he can't stand there and watch the kicker. He's got to turn around, find Curnow's body, stop the lead. All his attention is turned to Curnow or Mackay, because Payne's another good one at the moment for the Lions, doing a pretty similar role.
Down the other end is, how do you stop Charlie Cameron? And we've found the matchup for him at our selection, Jim, and that's Adam Sard, because Sard can go with him defensively, but he's also got the pace to get him and not allow him out the back.
Yeah, and that's the opportunity for Carlton too, because Sard can actually attack off Charlie Cameron. As much as he can get up the ground and get involved and pull Charlie Cameron away while they've got attack, means he's not in dangerous positions to hurt you deep near goal.
Yeah, so I haven't seen many guys keep touch on Charlie Cameron. So here's obviously the Fremantle player there last week that just didn't have enough touch, isn't smashing in the chest there. So we let this one roll on. You've got to be more aggressive with Charlie Cameron just because of his pace there that he's got. Next minute he's kicked the goal against you. This was the Giants a week or so before that. Well, Iden's, this is first. Ash drops a mark, he's out the back of you. So you can't let Charlie get out the back. I want to show the Iden one where when you got to hit him. So here they are down here. You've got to go smash and hit him aggressively in the chest. Be that aggressive on Charlie Cameron. If you're not, and watch how Iden tries to do it, but it's too late, you let the play roll on. He's in behind you and you're asking for trouble.
Nothing quicker in the game than Charlie Cameron heading back towards goal.
Yeah, quick tip on this one?
I'm thinking the Lions by 4 points.
Yeah, I'm going to go Carlton to upset the Lions on Friday night footy. Geelong and Adelaide. It's a huge game for the Adelaide Crows. They're now 8th on the ladder. They head down to a stadium where no one can ever win there. And look at how they've kicked themselves out of it this year. They could nearly have won every single game, but goals they're 5th. Behinds, they're ranked 1st. Obviously, shots at goal 1, but their accuracy is 15th. It's killing them.
It's going to be pretty difficult because you're going to have to make the most of the opportunities down there at GMHBA Stadium. Narrow ground, but can you get it in the corridor to give yourself some good opportunities? And speaking of the ground, it is different. Everyone loves to highlight the narrowness. This is the MCG. We'll chuck GMHBA Stadium, Kardinia Park over the top. You've got 11 metres shorter either side and 4.5 metres at either end. But this is what I want to highlight, Lloydie. This is the shallow entries that we hear about. A lot of people get drawn into how narrow the ground is. What Geelong force you to do is kick the ball back here and land the ball in this area. Because of the extra length, Geelong always have their wings, their forwards come up, which release their wings and their ruck. You kick the ball into these shallow entries, they outnumber you by 2, and we know the Geelong Highway, they just turn around. You've got too many players caught on the ball where it came from, and they get you back up to the middle.
What makes everyone kick it out on the full at Geelong?
Yeah. They're looking for space. You've got to actually bring the ball up. Just take the boundary until you get to a launch zone that actually gets you in deeper. up here.
Geelong are smashing everyone at stoppages, Jim, at the moment. Look at these numbers. So they've scored the number one. I think the dynamic nature of Dangerfield. Obviously, Holmes has gone in there. Blixav's in the ruck. They're smashing everyone. Look at the top four sides too. They're all in good form from stoppage. And Tom Hawkins, we just want to talk about his body work and what he's doing to players and how he can get you. So talk through what he does, Jim, to get in that position.
He works on this a lot. And now a lot of young forwards should be watching this. He's just constantly keeping on the move. Poor Zerk Thatcher here. Not only is he outsized, but he's looking for the ball because Tom constantly keeps moving behind, forwards, short leads. None of these are 30-metre leads or long searching old school full forward leads. It's short, sharp, keeps repositioning where he's going. He's down over near you there, Lloydie. Look, constantly moving. Not going to get it. Whoops, back I go. Take him into traffic. Where's the kicker going? He's got space again, and then he uses his frame at the right time.
I love this last one. So for any kid watching, how he keeps resetting himself. So you've got midfielders up the field. So here's Tom Hawkins down the bottom. He goes to lead. There's an extra handball. So he goes, I have to reset myself. So instead of continuing to go on and taking his space away, he rolls back again and then ducks back in. So countless times he hurt the Bombers over the weekend.
Yeah, I think the Cats too good at home.
Yeah,
Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm with the Cats as well. The last game we're going to look at is Port Adelaide v the Bombers. And an issue for Essendon is they finished poorly against Collingwood and they started poorly against Geelong. And I want to highlight that in big games of football, you've got to be better than this. And they're going over to the Adelaide Oval to take on Port, who are red hot. They lost their feet and fell over. They've got to be better defensively to leave a player there. So that's a bad start. So you're down. He missed that one. Turnover. So straight away, this ball pops over. He kicks that goal. So they're down 13-0. Another turnover going inside 50, all within the first 5 minutes. And in this one, he's one of their best players, Archie Perkins. First of all, he fumbled. Let's watch his follow-up in the first 10 minutes of the game to try and crunch Brian Myers. Just did not want to do it, and then the ball goes inside 50 to Tommy Hawkins, so they must start well at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, and one thing is don't get beaten with what you know. Now, you watched the game the week before, Horn Francis. Let's talk about his football. He's so explosive, and we know he loves to get on the move, but where's the body contact? There needs to be someone stopping his run. He loves to get momentum through the stoppage, which opens up a lot of things for Port Adelaide. You look at all these edits. Too much space. You've got to take something away from him. You know what he's trying to do. Arm across, work him away, don't let him get the momentum. This is a forward stoppage. Look, no body contact. He's too powerful. He's an extremely powerful young man. Bang, through the stoppage he comes. And these will eventually just turn into goals as he gets some maturity. Back of the stoppage, 30 metres out from goal. Probably needs some body contact there.
11 clearances, and there's only one man at Essendon who's capable of stopping him or matching him, and that's Jake Stringer. So last week, Jake Stringer had 26 disposals and kicked 4 goals. So the size and the power to match Jason Horne-Francis, even though he's only in his second year of football, is this man Jake Stringer. So I hope Essendon set Jake for the target, and this was on Anzac Day where he can also hurt Jason the other way and kick some goals. So I'm tipping Port Adelaide though in this one, Jim.
Yeah, I think Port Adelaide again in another tight one over there at the Adelaide Oval.